it was kind of hard at first, like being the only girl. And I think like, especially in this space, like women need women and we just kind of need that support system. So once I started telling my other friends about it, had like a bunch of girls come and join the team. And it just became a lot more fun doing it. But I think it was just, and obviously the guys on our team are super great and they're super supportive, but I think he was being able to bring on some other girls onto the team that just made the job a lot more fun day to day.
Welcome everybody out to the D2D Podcast. We got the Golden Door Deep Dive with Heidi Davidson today. One of one of four female door knockers that attained the Golden Door Award this year, and she got it in Windows. So Heidi, how's it going? Thanks for joining.
Good, thanks. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so Heidi is brought to us via the interwebs. She's based out in Mesa, Arizona. So Heidi, I just really want to dive in. So first thing I want to ask, I just love getting the scoop on people's stories. So what's your story? How did you get involved in door-to-door sales?
Yeah, so I had my friend Jake. He's actually my current boss, like in manager now. But we were friends from a couple years back, and he was telling me that things are really going good at his job, and he was telling me how much he was making and stuff. And I was like, that's incredible. Like, I don't even believe those numbers that you were telling me. And he had told me, he's like, you should honestly just like quit your job, come do this. Like the women in the industry kill it. And I was like, I'm kind of scared. I was just working at a supplement store. I kind of liked what I was doing, just doing that in school. And then I ended up getting fired from the job a few months later. And so I called Jake and I was like, hey, are you guys still hiring? Like, I just lost my job and I kind of don't have anything right now. Like, I'd love to learn more and see if this could be a good fit. So yeah, he was really excited for me and hyped up. So then we had met up and he kind of told me more about the job. And so then the following week, I just gone in to shadow a couple people on the doors. And I was still kind of hesitant. I was still like nannying and babysitting on the side. I was like so nervous to be in a commission-based job. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make this my plan A and we're just going to run with it and see how it goes.
And one thing led to another. So what was that kind of first week like for you?
Gosh, I was really scared. I had so much anxiety, but I just had to remember that like the homeowners don't know the script. So they don't know when I mess up. I was just super nervous. And I was like, honestly, I'll probably never see these people again. So just like move on to the next if you mess up. My first week was actually not as bad as I thought. I got a deal my first week and I was super hyped. So like my first week was good. And then the following 3 weeks were not so good. I had bagels for like 3 weeks in a row. And I was like, oh no, like this wasn't turning out as I thought. I thought about quitting. I kind of had just like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I was calling Jake all the time and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. You'd catch me, on the sidewalk when I was supposed to be knocking, just like crying in tears, saying that I can't do this. And he's kind of just what kept me there and was like, no, like he can push through and do it. And then that was kind of just like, once I got out of that slump, it was all uphill from there.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think was the main cause of that slump? Was it just you being in your head about it? Was it like lack of experience, a mix of both, or what do you think?
Yeah, so I had never done sales before, never done door-to-door before. And I think it was just learning how to handle the rejection was so hard, like emotionally and mentally on me. And I didn't have any other, like there were no other girls on the team as well. And so I felt like very lonely in this space, I think. But then, yeah, I think it was after I stopped just kind of putting 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And I was like, I'm going to make this work. This is my plan A. I'm going to succeed at this and I'm going to be really good at it. Was kind of when I was able to get out of that and start seeing some success.
Yeah. What would you say like the number one determining factor to get you to commit?
I think it was just seeing what everybody else had done. And this, like, I have this extreme fear of being average. And I was like, I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job. I really want to be a business owner and I want to make a lot of money and I want to be really successful and I want to have that financial freedom and I just want to be able to do better in life. And I think it was just having a why and remembering why I chose to do this in the first place is kind of what kept me at it.
Yeah, for sure. What was the timeline? About when did you start?
So I just hit my 2 years in December. So I had started, December 2021? Yeah, and then in Windows, we just knocked full round, full year.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So December 2021, how'd you do that in that first year, 2022?
It was a pretty good year. So the first couple months, I was just knocking doors. And then once you hit a certain goal, you're able to start closing appointments and running the appointments and stuff. So I ended up for the year doing 1.85 million in revenue, which was like
so close.
Way more. Yeah. I was really close. I was kind of looking back because in Windows it's 2 million. And I was looking back the first year and I was like, I was so close. Like I could have done it. But then I think like this year it just made it so much more meaningful and helped me just work so much harder because I didn't do it the first year that I was like, I'm not leaving the second year with anything on the table, like I'm taking it all.
I love that. So, that first year, obviously you kind of, went out the gate swinging. Was it your goal to do a golden door or like, what was kind of your goal for that year?
My goal, I wanted to make 6 figures that year.
Okay. And then of course, selling that much in Windows will definitely get you 6 figures. So congratulations.
Sure. Yeah. So it was crazy. Like halfway through the year, like I'd hit that point. I was like, wait, let's do another one of those.
I like this. Let's do more.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like I had never seen that kind of money before. I'd just gone from a minimum wage making, like $15 an hour, and stuff. And so, yeah, it became like very life-changing very fast. And I was like, wait, I feel like I kind of hit the jackpot on this. I might be here for a while.
I love that. So then the next year, obviously you regroup and you're like, okay, it's a golden door year. What was the main reason behind you wanting to get a golden door?
Yeah, I think I was like, I don't know how long I'll be in the door-to-door space, but I was like, I gotta get at least one in my in my career. I saw that there was not. I'd attended Door-to-Door Con 2 years ago, and I didn't see a lot of women on the stage, and I was like, I want to be up there, and I wanna be able to like represent the females in the industry and like show other people that like there can be girls that can do this too.
Yeah, I love that. And that kind of leads into my next question. How do you navigate being a female door-to-door sales rep in such a male-dominated industry?
Yeah, I was going to say it's very hard. I'm definitely the most emotional person on the team for sure. So yeah, it was kind of hard at first, like being the only girl. And I think like, especially in this space, like women need women and we just kind of need that support system. So once I started telling my other friends about it, had like a bunch of girls come and join the team. And it just became a lot more fun doing it. But I think it was just, and obviously the guys on our team are super great and they're super supportive, but I think it was being able to bring on some other girls onto the team that just made the job a lot more fun day to day.
Let's go. So shout out Jake Richards for bringing on some more females on the team. We love to see that. What would you say, what is the biggest challenge with being a female door-to-door knocker?
Yeah, I think it's and just riding the highs and lows. There's just like, it's such an emotional job sometimes day to day. Like this week I had like Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday were just killer days. For me, and then yesterday just destroyed me. Like it was just a really hard day. I came home like super defeated and I was super glad today I had the day off because I was like, I need to sleep in, I need to take care of me, I need to be able to like reset. And I think that's the biggest thing is one, like having a good support system of like when you are having those lows or slumps and hard days. But two is making sure that you still take the time where you're not feeling burnt out to be able to do the things every day that help you just reset so that you can go in the next day with a full cup, a full battery, to be able to hit it as hard just as you did, the previous day.
Yeah, totally. And I think a lot of people overlook that. They're so go, go, go. And then before they know it, they've kind of lost their vision and get that quote unquote burnout, because here we believe burnout is totally fictional. But still, though, having those systems in place in which you can reset, because the thing is, it shouldn't be go, go, go all the time. Like you said, you need to take time to take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. What are some of your best things you do to reset?
I go to therapy, which is really good. Just being able to talk to somebody and learning how to cope. I think a big thing for me is the gym. When I'm taking care of myself physically, I just feel so much better mentally. So it was just like when I was on it with taking my supplements, looking at my hormones and kind of getting those in check to make sure everything's good. Like once I started taking care of my physical health a lot more with eating out less, cooking more at home, going to the gym several times a week, and taking care of my physical health, I noticed I performed so much better this last month once I really started, taking that as a priority. Because when I was in it, mentally and emotionally, I just performed so much better on the doors and in my appointments.
I love that. Yeah. I think a lot of people do overlook the physical aspect. It's like, you see the reps, it's like they're just going to Taco Bell every day and like they're not, I feel like a lot of guys are very like gym centered in this job for sure. Yeah. It's like, that's kind of the personality type it attracts for sure. But still, like, even just like you said, little things like, cooking at home, taking supplements, making sure that you're healthy, it really does clear the mind. And I think that's a very powerful principle. So now kind of going into like the nuances of your year becoming a Golden Door winner, what would you say is the number one contributing factor in you becoming a Golden Door winner?
Yeah. So we talk about 3 things in our company that help you move up. And to be able to grow, and that knock, lead, and recruit. And that last one was really big, recruiting, just because this last year, and it was about like August, September timeframe. And so I looked at the year, I needed to do $2 million in revenue. So I broke that down, what do I need to do month by month? What do I need to do, week by week, day by day to be able to hit that? And I was looking at that in like August and September, and I was like, I'm really behind. Like I was really behind. I was like, I almost need to be like doubling my numbers the next couple months, like if I want to do this. And I had a couple friends in the security door-to-door space, and I had been telling them about the job and stuff ever since I started, honestly. And so I had brought them on, and they were like ready to commit and to do it. And so we kind of just got them trained up really quickly, and they were just killers on the doors. And so it just, I was able to run a lot more appointments and to be able to close a lot more, where my last like 3 months were my best months that I had done for the year. A big thing that helped was like my boss, Jake, like I didn't believe in myself at all. I was telling myself that I was out of it. I'd have to try again next year. I'd have to start over. And he's like, Heidi, you have like 4 months left. Like a lot can happen in those 4 months. And he honestly believed in me a lot more than I did, which is like one of my downfalls, is like my belief in myself for it. But in the door-to-door space, we talk about how just one day, 1 week, 1 month, one recruit can just totally change your year. And that was a big thing, was like knowing that I can make a big change in the last few months. And I was able to pull through by a landslide.
I love that. Yeah. Like sometimes it really does take having someone that believes in you more than you believe in yourself to really like kickstart things. I don't think we should depend on that, but I definitely think it's like kind of the thing that ignites the fire in a way. And it is such a strong leverage point. So now kind of like going into, I love what you said about recruiting. So like, what would you say are some like your recruiting tactics, your best tips and tricks for that?
Yeah. What I really love about Windows is I had never done Windows before, or like I never done door to door. I had thought about, I had like a bunch of friends in that do pest control and stuff. And so I had thought about, I think it was 2020, I was thinking about going out, but I was like, COVID. I don't even know if people are going to be answering their doors. Like, I don't think I want to try it out this year. And they're working, 5 to 6 months out of the year. They're working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And for me, I was like really struggling emotionally. And I was like, I just don't think I can take on another hard thing right now. And this doesn't sound like it's going to be a walk in the park. And so I was like, you know what, like maybe I'll try next year. In Windows, we just work 5 days a week. You get Sundays off every week, and then you get to pick your day each week. And for knockers, you just work 5 hours a day. So it's 25 hours a week. And I was like, you know what? That sounds doable. Another thing that I love about Windows is there's no like back end pay that you get after install. Because Windows are all custom made to your home. Once we hit the order button, like they're locked in for it. And so we get paid every Friday. And so that's a big thing. I love bringing in people from other door-to-door companies, as well as just like their 9-to-5 jobs, just because like people coming from 9-to-5 jobs see how much we can make. And they're like, whoa, that's like, triple or quadruple my salary that I'm making. Like, it's crazy money in the door-to-door space. But then pulling people off from other companies, it's, hey, you're not having to work as many hours. You can make just as much, if not more. And you're not having to wait months after your season or year is over to be able to get paid for the work that you do.
Nice. Yeah. Sounds like there's quite a bit of pain points you can hit in especially recruiting for Windows. Are you mostly trying to recruit people from other companies, or are you trying to get new people, or what does that look like?
What's really nice is I've done a little bit of both, and I've kind of seen the pros and cons. So what's really great about recruiting people from other companies is that I don't really have to teach them the work ethic behind knocking doors. Hey, don't sit in your car, like go out and just go do the dang thing and get it done, which is really great. The thing is that in Windows, we just like stick to a script and we try not to vary off of it. And so sometimes it's hard to like get them to stick the way that we do it and not the way that they've learned it in pest control, security, solar, whatever it is. And so it's kind of like unlearning some of the sales tactic that they've used in other industries, and trying to just relearn the way that we do it just because it just works. What's great about pulling people from their other, corporate jobs or people that are in school is that because they've never done door to door, we just give them the script and that's just what they stick to because that's all that they know. And we teach them that, hey, if you stick to the script 100%, you talk to 50 people every day and you have a little bit of swag, you'll see success. And it's really simple as those 3 steps that we teach in Windows.
Sign me up. This sounds great. No, I love that. Honestly, I haven't heard too many window pitches. Could I trouble you for one?
For sure. So, hey, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Yeah, just real quick. I'm Heidi. I'm with the marketing team for Performance Windows here in town. We're going to be doing a big retail campaign here in your neighborhood in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And it's just my job to come out in advance, handpick 1, maybe 2 homes in the area that'll be a good fit to become an advertising home for us. Reason I stopped by here is you're on the corner with a beautiful looking home, so really great for advertising. We can tell that you take a lot of pride in the way that your home looks. But the main reason I stopped by is I noticed that you still have the original windows that came with the home. And if we were to choose you, what we'll do for you is take care of the cost of labor and install. And then we'll take 30% off of the price of the windows. So you're able to get things done for less than half of what that usually goes for. And then all that we'd ask in return is we'll have a small sign out in the front of your yard just for 60 days. That's how we generate some retail sales as neighbors drive by, see the sign, see the windows, give us a call. We'll do before and after pictures of the home, and we'll ask you for a Google review about your experience with us. And then the last thing we'll do is come back a year later just to do a comparison of the energy bills, since they save you anywhere from 30 to 45% on that as well too. But with that, have you guys thought about replacing the windows at all before?
Honestly, no, I've never thought about it. And it probably isn't a good time right now. I mean, we got some other projects we want to work on.
Yeah, I totally hear ya. A lot of people have other projects going on, but with the advertising home discount, you'll be surprised of how low we can do the home for that. You'll be able to work with your other projects as well too. So if you're interested, what I would do is bring in a sample window and then I just kind of go to scheduling an appointment from there.
Okay. How much does it cost?
Yeah, so it actually just depends on how many windows you have and all the sizes. So what I would do is I'd love to be able to meet with you guys. I'm not with the retail team, so it's not like a long 3-hour presentation. It's just about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how many windows and questions y'all have for me. What I'll do is bring in a sample window to show you guys the qualities and features, talk about our advertising home a little more in detail. After that, we'll just go around and take measurements of all the windows, and I'll sit down and give you the lowest that we can do your home for. And if you guys like what you see and want to do it, awesome. We'd love to be able to use the home. And if you feel like it's not for you for whatever reason, there's no pressure from me. We'll set up 5 or 6 appointments in the area and then just go with the first 1 or 2 that jump on it. But with that, I actually do have some time today. I've got some time at 5, where I actually have my window in my car right now, if you guys want to take a look at that. Which one would work better for you and your spouse?
Boom, let's go. That was awesome. Yeah. So guys, for those listening, obviously script, kept to it, has it very well memorized, very well rehearsed. So good job. 2 clap. And now kind of like working like the psychology of that pitch. What is it about that, do you think, that makes it work as well as it does?
Yeah, I think the urgency of it is what I really love, is that we tell them that this is it's a limited time. We're just here in the area today, and tomorrow we're just setting up 5 or 6 appointments. And then we just go with the first 1 or 2. And then after that, we just move on to the next neighborhood. Not everyone is able to get the deal, because the point is just to have a couple homes, right? And then we advertise once those homes are set up. So it's really great is we're setting appointments today, tomorrow at the latest. Anything after that, we kind of reel them in and let them know that they'd miss out on the opportunity if they wanted to set for next week or something.
Gotcha. You actually cut out for like 30 seconds. Could you repeat that?
Oh yeah, sorry. So what I love about the script is just the urgency behind it. We let them know that we're just in the area today, tomorrow at the latest, because we'll set up 5 or 6 appointments and then just go with the first 2 that jump on it. So people that want to set out for, next week or want to do it later, they'd be missing out, on the deal, and it's not something that they want to miss out on. So that's how we're able to set a lot of, walk-ins, same day appointments, and then tomorrow appointments, kind of at the latest. And then after that, we just move on to the next neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure. And what I liked about it, I liked your tonality, because it kept it very like casual. So it didn't feel like it was very high pressure, and it made it seem like a no-brainer too, where it was like, well, like, we're saving you this much on the cost up front. We're taking care of all of this. Here's what's in it for you. Here's what's in it for us. It was just very clear. So guys, feel free to steal that pitch, of course, if you're in Windows, but teach according to their own talents and abilities, of course. But anyways, so yeah, excellent work. So how well would you say, like, how many doors are you typically knocking a day? How many people are you talking to? How many appointments are getting set?
For sure. So my schedule is very different every day. If we don't have any appointments on the board, we want to be talking to at least 50 people within that 10 hours. So just talking to 10 people every hour, it's pretty simple. So just depending on how many people knock or how many people answer the door, it's usually about like 120 to 150 doors a day. Usually I'm running like 3 to 4 appointments. So sometimes it just depends on just like personally for me, what my day looks like, of how many doors and people that I talk to. But just for our knockers, it's just talk to at least 50 people every day. And there should be, 3 or 4 sets that are in those neighborhoods.
I love it. Yeah. So kind of the numbers game approach with that. Mm-hmm. It's like talk to 50 people. If I talk to 50 people, I know I'm going to get at least, 25 of them are going to be the homeowner and the decision maker. And out of those 25, I can definitely set 3 to 4 of those. And then out of those 3 to 4, one is going to sit, or, 2 are going to sit, one's going to for sure buy. Does that kind of pan out?
Yeah. And that's how I kind of just had to break down the goals, is like looking at 2 million in revenue is kind of like a big, scary number. But then when you break it out month by month, you're like, oh, that's not too bad when you look at it week per week of what you have to do. And then you break it down, day by day of like, hey, I know that if I talk to 50 people, I have to get, 4 sets a day for that. And in every 4 sets is, is a sale. So if I'm doing that, every day, it's really breaking it down to like what you have to do every single day to be able to hit like your weekly, monthly, yearly goals as well.
I love that. Because basically if you break something into bite-sized chunks, it makes it so much more manageable. Because 2 million is super overwhelming for a lot of people to look at, but it really, if you do break it down, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And if you stick to the schedule that's outlined and stick to the script, it's like, I totally see how it can just be a plug and play system. What would you say though are the biggest obstacles though within that?
I would say so. So in Arizona, it's very hot. Our summers are like our busiest time of year because when your windows suck, you feel a lot of heat. So people are uncomfortable. Energy bills are high. So really great for business. However, I didn't want to be knocking in 120-degree weather because I did that last summer. And it was very hard. So I was like, I'm going to head over to our Denver office and work there. Joke's on me. I kind of traded like bad weather for bad weather because it was raining and hailing a ton over there. And so it just made it super hard. You're like knocking with an umbrella, like your socks are wet. There's nothing worse than wearing wet socks. Nobody's answering the door. The people that do answer and write you in for a couple minutes just for you to dry off, but they're not interested. And that was kind of hard. And then once moving back to Arizona, I was like, wow, I love this market a little bit, a little bit more. I don't have to deal with lots of rain, lots of snow. The heat's not super fun, but I would take the heat over rain and hail and snow any day.
Oh my gosh, I'm right there with you. Yeah, there are a ton of people on preseason blitzes right now. So for those listening, we're in January right now. So it's like everywhere. I had a friend even do a preseason in Nashville because he wanted to, Midwest. It's not going to be as cold. No, it was like 8 degrees there and super cold. And I was like, oh, I do not envy that.
It's funny, like,
I much prefer heat knocking.
Yeah, people like in our Utah and Idaho offices or Colorado too, where they just get a ton of snow. Like you're wearing gloves and like, you can't even, put pins down on Sales Rabbit because your hands are so cold and shaking that it's not recognizing it.
It's rough. It's rough. So at least you're warm out in Arizona.
Yeah,
now kind of like, as we kind of come to a close on the podcast, obviously we've kind of spoken to like, the whole like female empowerment aspect of it, but I really do want to like kind of hammer that in a little bit more. How do you think that we as an industry can improve and empower female knockers?
Yeah, I think the job is really hard. And so being that support system there for it, I think also inviting more women to do it. Because like I was talking to earlier, like women need women. And I think the reason why we don't have a lot of women in the industry is because we don't have a lot of women in the industry, if that makes sense. Like I had a friend and she was debating whether to do like solar with her brother or come out to do windows with me and my best friend in Arizona. And she ended up quitting a couple months in. And she was like, I felt really lonely. There weren't any other girls there. And I didn't want to tell her, I told you so, that you should have come out here with us. But I think just inviting more women to be able to do that and just being able to, help ride the highs and lows with them is really important. And oftentimes it's something that I struggled with of like the lack of belief in myself. And so just encouraging them that like, they can do this just as much as, every other man in the industry. And honestly, some of my strongest recruits have been women. Like I hate admitting that we kind of have an advantage on the doors, but we do. And I think playing that, it's like you can be cute, smiley, friendly. A lot of people aren't quick to slam the doors on you. And so just really playing those advantages to them and just inviting more women to do it. Because the more women, I think like, then other women will want to join because they won't feel as alone knowing that they've got some other females to help dominate in the space with them too.
100%. I think that's powerful. So yeah, guys, next year for D2D Con 8, let's get as many women there as we possibly can. I think that would be so cool. So Heidi, as my final question, you gotta have there's gotta be a crazy story you have from the doors. What's been your craziest door you ever knocked?
I was thinking about that and I was like, I don't have too many stories. What's funny about like oftentimes in like, pest control, you're never inside their house. However, in Windows, I sit down with them and I get to see their house and really get to know them kind of more on a personal level. And so anytime someone is like, sorry for the mess, and I reassure them that I've seen everything. That don't worry about it because there's nothing that I haven't seen. I've been in lots of like hoarder houses with dead animals, poop smeared on the wall. Like I've kind of seen it all in my space. There was this one time I was eating from Dunkin' Donuts. There's like this, I forgot, it's like a sugar coated bacon. Anyways, I was eating that and these dogs ran out chasing me. And so I'm on like my Segway trying to like get back to my car. And so they're like right behind me. And so I open my car door and I try and close it, but the dog jumps in my car. So I had 2 dogs that jumped in my car. One, they steal my bacon, which I was super sad about. But it took me about like 10 minutes to be able to get him out of my car because there were 2 of them. So like once I'd get one, the other one would jump back in. So yeah, that was kind of funny.
That's hilarious, actually. That would suck. Oh, yeah, we all have crazy dog stories, so that's awesome. But Heidi, thank you so much for hopping on. Everyone, this has been an episode of the Golden Door Deep Dive. Keep tuning in. More tips and tricks how you can become a Golden Door winner.